Hello everyone, you're welcome to my channel. Please, if today is your first time, please click the subscribe button. So today we are going to discuss pivot table in Microsoft Excel. In this course, you are going to learn how to add and rearrange data. You are going to learn how to summarize data, how to sort and filter data, how to use slicer, how to insert percentage contribution, how to insert calculated fields, and how to create a pivot chart. So let's get started. Now, this course is designed to take learners from the basic to advanced functionalities of pivot table in Excel. At the end of this course, you will be able to create, customize, and analyze data using pivot table effectively. Pivot table is a powerful tool used in spreadsheet applications like Microsoft Excel, Google Sheets for data analysis and summarization. It enables users to organize, analyze, and visualize large data sets by dynamically rearranging and grouping data. Pivot tables are particularly useful for generating insights, identifying trends, and creating reports without altering the original data set. The key features of pivot table include data summarization, dynamic restructuring, filtering and sorting, grouping, and custom calculation. The common applications of pivot table include sales performance analysis, inventory management, financial reporting, and customer behavior analysis. The benefits of pivot table include efficient data summarization, dynamic data analysis, improved data organization, trend identification and insight, custom calculation, quick filtering and sorting, versatility and flexibility, and time-saving automation. So these are the few introduction of pivot table. So now I would like us to venture into the practical. So now this is this is a typical example of a data set. This is a data set I want us to use. I want us to use this data set to create our pivot table. So this data set is a data set of a restaurant that have a diversified locations, branches across the world. Looking at this table critically, you find out that it is arranged. Look at the column headers. Here we have the restaurant IDs, the locations of the restaurant, the cuisine, that is the food or the products they have, the average cost, the quantity they sold, the average price, revenue, minimum order, rating, votes, reviews, and the delivery time. So now, a quick one. Before you create your pivot table, there are a few tips you need to take into consideration. One is to arrange your data in a tabular form in rows and columns. That is the way this one is arranged. Now you can see we have the rows and the column. The rows have its information, a column. So everything is arranged in tabular form. So that is one. Secondly, you need to perform data cleaning. Data cleaning in data analysis means removing the empty cells and duplicates in your table or your data that you want to use for analysis. So now, having done that now, let's get started. The first thing you need to do is to select your data set. You select your data set. There are 3 weeks you can do that. One is to use Control Q to select everything. The second one is to uh, hold on, click on the first cell here, hold down your Shift key and your right arrow key to select everything at the right. Then you hold down your Control Shift, then down arrow key. Everything will be selected. Then the next another way of doing it is to select it manually. But this one is synonymous with a very small data set. So you can select it, manually, and that is that. So that is how to select your data set. So now I want to select this one using Ctrl Q. Now the next thing you need to do is to click on Insert. You click on Pivot Table. You click on range slash column, range slash table slash slash row slash range. Sorry. Then this dialog box will appear. This dialog box has two information. A question is asking you here. It's asking you, where do you want this table to be created? Do you want it to be created in an existing worksheet or a new worksheet? In my own case, I will create it in a existing worksheet. Existing worksheet means creating it in the same worksheet where you have your data set. So now the next thing is to proceed to the location, the exact point where you want the table to be created. Now you click on this cell, then click OK. Now we have this is what we call the field pin, the pivot table field pin. This thing, this box here, is what we call the pivot table field pin. So now in this field pin, now we have the search bar and all the column headers. If you scroll down, you find out that everything we have in this place now is included in the column headers. Everything in the column header is included here. So the next thing is you see filter. We have a column, we have rows, and a value. So now to proceed, let's take for example, we want to extract all information about the restaurant IDs of the restaurant of the company. Now I take a restaurant here. So now all the restaurants from A to Z across the world have extracted it here. Now, for example, we need location. We want to extract the location also. So now you it's either you check this box or you click and drag to the row. See, now we have the row, everything about the restaurant now, the location and the restaurant ID. We have extracted it. Then the next thing now, for example, we want to know the revenue generated by each of these restaurants at the end of the month. So we can come here, we, we pick the revenue, we take it to value. So now everything about value is whatever we have figures, everything about figures we go to value. Then the rows, things like the location, IDs, what is it called, the product and what have you. So these ones can go to the row. Then, but anything about the cost, the price, the quantity, everything that have to do with figures will go to value. So that is how it works. So look at the information we have extracted now. Now we have a restaurant, we have the locations, we have the revenue generated by each of those locations. So that is how it works. That's how we can extract our information from using a pivot table. So now you can easily go here and go through any of these. You understand? You can get the information easily. So that is how it works. So now let's proceed to our next topic. See you there. You're welcome back. Our next topic will be summarizing our data. How to summarize our data. How do we summarize our data? Okay, let's start by creating a table, a pivot table. Now, like what we did before, we click Ctrl Q, we go to Insert, click on Pivot Table, click on From Table slash Range, click on Existing Worksheet. In my own case, in your own case, maybe you want to insert it in a new worksheet. You can use your new worksheet, but in my own case, I prefer to use the existing worksheet. So now proceed to the location where you want to insert your table. Click on the location, then you click OK. Then this pivot the table field thing will appear. So now we want to arrange we want to summarize our data. We want to summarize our data. So now to summarize our data now, what are we expected to do here? Now let's take for example we want to summarize our data using the location. Let's say for each country now we want to know the exact revenue generated from each country. Now I choose my location. Then now I now proceed to the revenue. I'll choose revenue. So now I want to summarize this by the restaurant. You understand? I can I can use the restaurant to fit. I use filter. Good. Now this is it. In this case now, we have locations. We have locations of our restaurants in the different locations, different countries. You understand? Now, each location now generated this very revenue. You can see the revenue generated by each location. Now we want to summarize it by the restaurant. So now you can go to here, you click on any of the restaurant IDs, click on it and click OK. So now it will show you the exact location and the restaurant, the revenue generated by it. Okay, let's choose another location also, another restaurant also. Click on this, you click OK. It will show you this and so on and so forth. So you click on this, it will show you this. So you can easily extract your data using this. You can easily summarize your data using this. So that is how this works. So that is how it works. In this case now, take for example, we want to answer this question. Also, you may be asked or you may be curious to know which region has the highest revenue, which how did sale vary across different products. So now to answer that question now, we have generated this based on the region, the revenues they generated. So we want to know the area that has the highest revenue. So the way to go about it is to rearrange it by sorting it. You understand? From the highest to the lowest. So this is how you do. You right click on the revenue here, go to sort, sort large to smallest. So you can see now at a glance you can detect the location that has the highest revenue. So if you want to know how sales vary across different products, so you can do it. You can answer the question by this. Maybe you go to the cuisine. Cuisine is the product. Click on the cuisine. You can drag it here. So now you can see how it is now. So each location now has the this thing. It has all the cuisine and the sales of each made the revenue generated by each cuisine. So this is how this works. So now we'll proceed to our next topic. See you there. You're welcome back. So in this topic now, we are going to treat on how to sort and filter our data. So let's start by creating a table. We are still using the same data sets. So now we go to Control Q insert. You click on pivot table, you click on from table slash range. I'll click on existing worksheet, the location I want to insert it. I'll click OK. So now we want to answer this question using uh, this table now. So which region has the highest revenue, as we did before? So you go to the region, that is the location, go to you pick your revenue, and then that is that for this first one. The second one question here is that you said, how did sales vary across the products based on their minimum order? You understand? First, we'll start by knowing the location that had the highest revenue by sorting it. Go to right click, go to sort, click on the highest to the lowest. Now we have identified the highest. Now sales across the product. We use the minimum sales. Okay, the products across the products. Okay, we'll pick our cuisine first. Then we'll, let us filter it by the lowest. Sorry, the minimum order. Right. Good. So now we want to filter it now based on the minimum order made by each location. How, based on, for example, $50 minimum order, based on $100 minimum order, based on $70 minimum order, how much did this location generate? So we want to know that. So in this case now, what you are trying to know, we are trying to see the performance of these locations, how they perform. So now these are this is the location of this, and this location have all this cuisine. This is the cuisine, and this is the revenue generated by each of these cuisine. Another location is this. This is the cuisine they have, and this is the revenue they generated. Now, looking at this now, if we want to know this individually, based on the the minimum order they have. So now we want to filter it, okay, based on $50 minimum order. How many are there? These are the restaurants that have these are the restaurants that generated revenue based on minimum order of $50. Let's use another one again. Based on minimum order of $99. These are the sales. These are the restaurant, the cuisine. These are the sales they make. Okay, let's use another one. Maybe zero order, the one that did not sell at all. So this is it. So you find out that you know With this, you'll be able to know, get your facts, extract your information, and for decision making. Having done that now, I want us to do one more thing. I want us to sort. I want us to sort this our information now. Now, before we sorted that based on the revenues generated. Now we want to sort it based on, let's say, we want to extract information of the top performance, top 10 performing locations. How do we go about it? We don't need other ones. We only need only top 10 performing locations. So you go to this place, click on the location, right click on it, you, you go to filter, click on top 10. Here you can set it, you can reduce it. Maybe you need top 5, top 9, top 2, and so on and so forth. You click on OK. In our own case now, we want to use top 10. Then you click on OK. It will show us the top 10 performing location. And, okay, let's remove the cuisine so that the information, the lesson will be summarized. So you can see. So this is how it works. Now, that's based on the top 10. So we have only the top 10 performing locations now. Okay, let's sort it and see. Sort it from the highest to the lowest. You see. Now, this is it. The highest performing is here. The lowest is this. So that is how this pivot table works. Now, another thing is, let's say we want to, let's say we want to sort it. Okay, we want to we want to sort it based on the lowest to the highest. So you can come here, you click on the smallest to the largest. You understand? It will rearrange it. So you can start from the smallest to the largest. So that is how this works. So we'll, we'll move to the next topic. See you there. So our next topic is how to use a slicer. How to use slicer and pivot table. So using the same data set also, let's create a slicer. So first we start with creating our pivot table. Click on any area, it doesn't in any cell at all. Just click on any cell, click on Control Q, click on Insert, click on Pivot Table, click on this, click on Existing Worksheet, take to the location I want to insert it. I click on it, then I'll click OK. Then there we go. So now we want to create slicer. So let's get some facts here. For example, we have we have a different location here now. Click on the location here. We have the average costs. Click on the average costs. Then we we want to slice it based on the quantity ordered. You understand? The quantity sold based on the different locations. So what is the average quantity sold? And so we want to slice it based on that. So how do we go about it? The first thing you should do, you go to the pivot table analyze. Click on pivot table and analyze. Sorry, right? Pivot table analyze. Then you come here. You see insert slicer, right? Then it you everything here is what we have at the column headers. So what are we looking for? We are looking for the quantity. We want to slice it based on the different quantities sold. So you click on the quantity here, click OK. Right. So now these quantities are the quantities sold by different locations at the end of the month that are generated on this the revenue they generated at the end of the month. You understand? And this quantity they sold at this very cost. You understand? So now let's take for example the location that sold only 11. You see, we have only two locations. The location that sold only 12, we have this. The location that sold only 5, we have this. The location that sold only 2, we have this, and so on and so forth. So that is how this works. So you can slice it by anything at all. For example, you want to know the cuisine. Okay, let's take another example. Let's take another example now. We want to slice it by search slicer, right? We want to insert it by the cuisine they sold, right? Click OK. Now, these are all the cuisine the restaurant have across the world by different locations. You understand? Now, if we want to see this cuisine, which location sold this cuisine at this, we have this location sold this location sold this, and that location sold that. So that is how this one work. Let's take another example also. Let's slice it by let's slice it by the review. You understand? Okay. So now this is the review of the general public of each locations. You understand? So this very old one got 105 review. What are the locations? So these locations have 105 review. This one have 11. this one, and so on and so forth. So with this, you'll be able to know the exact information, how to extract the information you need from each location. So that is how it works. So now we'll move to the next topic. See you there. You're welcome back. So now here we are going to discuss how to insert your percentage contribution in pivot table. So let's start by creating a new pivot table. Control Q, you go back to your insert, click on table, existing worksheet, then click to the location where you want to insert your table. Click OK. Then the question is, what is the percentage contribution of sales in each location? So to answer this question, we are going to use, we extract the location now, take it to the row. The sales made by each location now is what? Let's use the revenue generated as the total sales they made. Good. Now, looking at the whole thing now, at the end of this month, the total revenue generated by all, let's say the entire company is this. That's the grand total. So now we want to know each location, what is their percentage contribution of this total revenue generated by the company. So to know that, you go to the revenue, you right click on it, you look at the show value as, right, then you go to your grand total, percentage of the grand total, click on it. So now you can see it has changed our addition to the percentage, you know, percentage of these items. I mean the percentage contribution of each location to the total revenue generated by the company. So let's just sort it based on the highest contributor. You right click, go to the sort, from sort large to the lowest. So now you find out that the highest contributor is the first one, and that's the D block, sector 63 media. It has the percentage contribution of 7.27% to the total revenue generated. So this is how to extract that. So now let's move to the next topic. See you there. So our next topic is how to insert calculated fields. How to insert calculated fields. So now we'll start by creating a new pivot table by clicking on the same way, Ctrl Q, insert your, click on insert, click on pivot table, from table slash range. I'll click existing worksheet. I'll take it to the location I want to insert my table. I click OK. So now we want to, looking at this very place now, this very field now, At the column heads, there is no room for profit. All we have here is cost, but there is no profit there. And in this very data set also, there is no revenue generated based on the information supplied on this data set. So how do we go about it? How do we know the profit element of our report now? So to do that now, we have to create it by ourselves. That is what calculated fields means. So we have to calculate it ourselves, generate it automatically. So pivot table will help us generate that. So to do that, let us start by we want to know the profit generated by each location. So now let's say we pick our location. First and foremost, let's create the revenue element, because here now we don't even know the revenue this location generated. So we'll start by creating our revenue. So now we have our location now, we don't have revenue. So to create our calculated field, you go to pivot table analyze. You click on the fields item and the set. There's a drop down menu here. You click on it, you see calculated fields. You click on it, then this box will appear. Here you have it asks you the name and formula, the name of what you want to create. What are we looking for now? We are looking for revenue, right? Good. So we will name it our revenue. We name it our revenue, right? Now you click on add, then click on OK. So now, if you look at this field pin now, we have our revenue already. Sorry, sorry, I did not complete the this. Let us redo it. There was a mistake. There was a mistake. There was a mistake. Go back. Calculated fields. The revenue. Uh, we did not insert the formula for our revenue. That is the mistake we made. I omitted it. So here now we check revenue. Now the next thing to ask you is the formula. What is the formula for our revenue? What is the formula of revenue? Revenue is you check here now. The formula is total price times quantity. The price times the quantity will give you the total revenue. So now we have where's the price? Average price. Let's use the average price. Okay, average price. We'll double click on it, right? Average price. Give space plus sorry times uh, the quantity sold is here. You double click on it, right? Then you click before, because I only inserted the name, I did not put the formula. That is why it's showing modify now. So you can now modify it now. But if if I had not created it before, here will be showing add. So now I will modify. So click OK. So look at here now. We have our revenue already. If you come to the field here, you have our revenue here already. So this is how to calculate, insert your calculated field. So now, another thing we are looking for is the profits. So we go back, click on the calculated field. We need our profit. We name it profit. Then the formula for profit is what? Revenue minus cost, right? Go pick your revenue, double click on it, minus. Okay, let's say, okay, for to get the individual addition, let's just use the price, total price, average price minus average cost. Average price, I have to remove this revenue first. Average price minus average cost, right? Click on add, click OK. So now, based on this now, we have our profit element now. Coming to the field also, profits has been added. So that is how this works. So let's go to the next topic. See you there. So in this topic, this is our here we are going to discuss pivot charts, how to create our pivot charts, how to create pivot charts. So now we'll start by creating our table. Click on any cell, Ctrl Q, go to your insert, click on pivot table, click on from table slash range, click on existing worksheet, click on the location you want to insert the table. I want to insert it here, then click OK. Then now we want to create our pivot chart. We want to create chart based on the performance of the restaurant. So we want to know. Okay, let's use the restaurant this time. Okay, for more clarification, let's use location because the ID may not be that. So let's use a location. Take location. We'll take the next thing is, let's say, uh, let's say the quantity sold this time. Let's change. We want to say the quantity sold. Okay, so now we want to we want to we want to create a chart based on the 10 performing or the location that have the highest quantity, that's have sell the highest quantity this time around, not the revenue. We want to change now. So we want to use the quantity now. We want to know the the restaurant that sold the highest quantity. So now let us sort it. uh, let's see the highest. Okay, let's use the this thing. Okay, so now this is the one the restaurant that sold the highest quantity. So let us say now we only need 10, 10. 10, the restaurant, the 10 most performing location based on the quantity sold this time around. So now let's filter it based on the top 10, right? Good. So we have this very, okay, so we have these very locations. So we want to create pivot charts based on this. So how do you go about it? You click on it, you go to insert, you go to pivot chart here, click on pivot chart, click on pivot chart again. So now these are the recommended charts. One is column chart, line chart, pie chart, and so on and so forth. So you can choose any one you want to use here. And what have you? Histogram, boss. This one's okay. Let's use bar chart. Okay, click OK. So it will show us this. So okay, let's say we want to insert this in the data label. Click on the design, the add element chart, add chart element. The chart element now, I want to insert the data label. Data label, where do I want to insert it now? Let's say outside end now, outside end. Okay, maybe I want to change the design, maybe the background, I want to change it, or maybe the color, I want to change it. This is how to play with it. You want to change this, change color, change the background, change everything, so, and so on and so forth. So this is our pivot chart now. Okay, let's create another chart also. Go to insert, go to, okay, now let's say recommended charts. Let's say uh, this now. You can click on recommended chart, you can click on that. So let's use bar charts. Okay, we used bar chart before. Let's use line chart or pie chart. Okay, let's use pie chart this time around. Okay, and click OK. Now you can change the design here, or this, or maybe you can use something like this. So you can resize it. You understand? So this is how pivot table works. So let's recap what we have done so far. We started by the overview of pivot table. Then we proceeded to the first edition, how to add and arrange our data. Then we treated how to summarize our data. We now proceeded to how to sort and filter our data. Then we now discussed how to use slicers. After that, we now went for we now did how to insert percentage contribution, right? Then the next one we did was how to insert calculated fields. Then this last one is how to insert our pivot chart. So that's it. This is how pivot table works. Please, if you have not subscribed, please subscribe. Click the subscribe button so that whenever we upload our videos, you will get to be informed. Thank you for joining us today. See you in our next video.